During that time, I was devastated. I was numb, and I knew I wasn't ready to give up. I watched my brother struggle with breast cancer, and I wanted to fight for him. So I did. With the help of God, I changed my lifestyle, eating habits, exercising more of a natural, and I noticed the weight starting to fall off a little more faster.
Hey guys, wasn't JJ great? And yeah, she was incredible. Welcome back to the Dr. Nandi Show. Up next are two amazing guests. One of them is Joyce Rouser, who recently faced uterine cancer not once, but twice. Soon after her diagnosis, she decided it was time to make key lifestyle choices. She became a vegetarian and began to exercise. Now Joyce has had success with losing weight, but she says she struggles with weight fluctuations like a lot of us, right? And that's where my second amazing guest comes in. Dr. Susan Pierce Thompson is a good friend of mine. She's a professor of brain and cognitive sciences, which means she's super smart. And she is the founder of the worldwide Bright Line Eating Movement, which is super successful. Please welcome Joyce Rouser and Dr. Susan Pierce Thompson. Thank you so much. Appreciate you joining me. Dr. Thompson, thank you.
Good to see you, Dr. Nandi.
I appreciate it. So Joyce, what happened? You made these changes in your life, and you began to notice some differences. Tell us about that.
I did. I got my cancer diagnosis February 2018, and during that time, I was devastated. I was numb, and I knew I wasn't ready to give up. I watched my brother struggle with breast cancer, and I wanted to fight for him. So I did. With the help of God, I changed my lifestyle, eating habits, exercising more of a natural, and I noticed the weight starting to fall off a little more faster. And it's been easy to maintain, but it's just been kind of up and down. And that's how it's been pretty much going.
Yeah, good for you that you made those. See, a lot of people get tragic events in their life, and what they do is let that take them over. You said, I want to fight. So
right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And it doesn't help that everywhere you go, there are lots and lots of distractions, right, that take you off track, right? So Joyce, you took a susceptibility quiz and rated really high. Dr. Thompson, tell us about that. What does that mean, and what's the significance of that?
Yeah, so Joyce, you remember taking that quiz?
I do.
It was short, right? Just 5 questions, and you scored a 10.
You're a 10!
I score a 10 too. Yeah, I know. This is not actually the time it's good to be a perfect 10. It's the one time when that's a bummer, because this is a quiz that measures how susceptible your brain is to the pull of addictive foods.
Okay.
So we're talking about foods made out of sugar and flour primarily, highly processed foods, highly refined foods, but really anything with sugar or flour added to it, even like marinara sauce that's got sugar added to it. So here's what the latest brain research is showing. The brain actually responds to sugar and flour like it does to heroin and cocaine. Wow. We're talking about extreme dopamine downregulation in the nucleus accumbens. That's a lot of fancy words that basically means those foods are way too strong for our brains. They blow out the dopamine receptors, leaving us feeling kind of itchy, uncomfortable, bleak, depressed if we don't go get some more of those foods. So you talk about eating emotionally, that's what's driving it. You're at 10 on a scale from 1 out of 10 on the susceptibility scale, and that is what's driving it. It's literally food addiction.
Wow.
And I'm glad that Dr. Thompson pointed out marinara sauce, because most people do not equate marinara sauce with any kind of unhealthy foods or sugar.
Yeah.
But, so I'm glad, and you brought up this point, that it makes you feel bleak and almost hopeless. And people conjure up, what a crack addict feels like. It's not dissimilar to someone who has addiction to the sugar. Were you surprised by scoring a 10 in what you just heard?
I was surprised at first. I really didn't know what it meant, so I read a little further, but yeah, I was surprised.
It makes sense, right? So
And what can she do? What can she do?
Well, what she can do is think deeply about what food addiction means, right? Like if you're really addicted to cigarettes and you want to get healthy and you're smoking 2 packs a day, you need to quit smoking, right? Nobody tries to moderate their nicotine consumption if they know they need to get healthy. So sugar and flour are foods that I recommend you put up a bright line for. So a bright line is a boundary that you just don't cross. It's like a no tolerance policy. And I recommend that you get support for that, because that's not easy in this food environment. Dr. Nandi was mentioning 80% of the calories in the supermarket today have added sugar in them. And everywhere you go, there's sugar and flour in every vending machine and buffet table and friend's house and restaurant. Right. So a program of support is going to be really helpful for that. Okay. Don't do it alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, and Dr. Thompson and I have talked about this in other venues, and here's what she said. It was very, very powerful to me. If you're addicted to porn, you stay with me on this. If you're addicted to porn, and in every corner there was a porn shop, you got no hope.
Right.
Well, guess what? Every corner there's a sugar shop, right? There's a shop for fast food. There's a shop for this, and people even say healthy, and it's not the case. So support is really important. Congratulations on your journey, and I'm sure that you'll do well. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Partha Nandi, and if you enjoyed that video, you're going to love the next one. It's full of incredible information to help you start your health hero journey.